All right, welcome to episode 36 of Stream Roulette, Daniel Towns with Steph Broadridge.
Hello, and this week we watched The Real Bling Ring.
We did. Let's go.
Let's do it. Hello, and welcome to episode 36 of Stream Roulette. I'm Steph Broadridge. I'm here with Daniel Towns. How are you, Daniel?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Well, that's a lie.
Oh, really?
My apartment's flooding.
Yeah, I was just going to say, isn't your apartment flooding?
Yeah, it is.
So, obviously, because of the weather.
No, my hot water system burst.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, so it's not even... Oh, okay. Oh, well, at least it's an emergency repair.
Yes, it is. But they're coming on Tuesday.
Is that the quickest they can get there?
Yeah, I rang them. I'm like, oh, hey, I have an emergency plumbing situation. They're like, okay, we'll come out today. And then I got another message from them saying, can you possibly do Tuesday next week? And I'm like, sorry, no, the emergency has already happened.
I'm pretty sure there's a time limit on that.
Yeah, I'm like,
But not
I
for the
can't
plumbers,
schedule it.
That's for the real estate agents. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, that must be horrible. So how much water are you talking?
I've been staying up all night squeegeeing the floor to get it down the drain, and I do it once every Simpsons episode.
But how,
So every 22 minutes I have to squeegee the floor.
how high up is it?
Well, at that stage, it's not quite leaking on the carpet as long as I get to it within 22 minutes.
Okay, jeez.
So watch an episode of The Simpsons, squeegee it. Watch another episode of The Simpsons, squeegee it.
Can't you put up like a barrier or something?
I've put up a towel barrier. It's gone through the towel barrier.
Get some sandbags.
Yeah. I could get some sandbags.
Oh, there's nothing worse than, like, it happens sometimes when you're in some hotels where the shower door doesn't close properly, or it can somehow get under there, or something happens, and then by the time you get out of like a 20-minute shower, like the bathroom floor is flooded.
Yeah.
And then you can never dry it properly because you've only ever got the two towels. Mm-hmm. You know, and then the whole night, every time you go into the toilet, you're like, oh, for fuck's sakes, I just trod in cold, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad.
But anyway, it's bad. But on the plus side, I'm going to have hot water
Well,
as
that's
of
good.
Tuesday, which
oh,
is
right.
exciting.
So they're fixing that.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Fucking so the gas on it wasn't even working then.
No.
So it was just a water heater that
Burst, yeah.
burst. Fuck, they must have been so old.
It was more than 15 years old.
That's not that old.
They're supposed to last 10.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. The other day, you know what we did, the last apartment we lived in before we moved here, just out of curiosity, because we moved at the start of COVID.
Yeah.
And then we were back in the area maybe within 6 months or 9 months and drove past and saw that one of the apartments in there was for sale. Mm. And I assumed it was that one because it needed so much work, like an urgent repairs too, but they wouldn't do them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Classic.
And, yeah, and then that's why we're moving then.
Yeah.
And they're like, you can't afford it. And it's like, watch
Actually.
this. And then, yeah, we did that. And I had a look at it the other week online. And, they've fully renovated it. If they didn't sell it, then they fully gutted the entire place. Like brand new bathroom, brand new kitchen, brand new everything, you know? Like it looked really nice. And it's like, if I knew that was happening. Like, it's really nice.
It's so dumb. Do you know, they'll probably sell it, right? And then the next person will also want to sell it and just gut that whole brand new kitchen and redo it for them anyway.
Yeah,
That's happened to a bunch of the apartments in my place. It's like, I'm living in a flood, like no hot water system.
Yeah.
And then the apartment next to me has been renovated 4 times since I've lived there without a single tenant.
Oh, that's brutal.
So they've had 4 new bathrooms.
That's brutal.
And I've had 1 broken bathroom because they're just like flipping them.
We had 3 in 1 year. We had 3 apartments done in our building, 2 on our floor and 1 below us. And
Yeah.
they went for 3 months each, and it was just jackhammering and all that, and working from home.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
I reckon, because we don't live in a 9-to-5 society anymore, right?
Hell
So
no.
I reckon there should be some kind of rule with works and noise control.
Yeah.
Where every 2 weeks it only impacts the people who work nights. The other way, do you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, so the hours that you're allowed to work in are 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday for the first 2 weeks, and then nights for the third one, so that impacts people that work shifts.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Balance things out a bit.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd ever happen.
'Cause you don't get paid extra to work nights anymore. Not really.
Don't you?
Well, we don't.
Well, we don't know, but
I was just like working out how many gigs I'd have to do to cover one day of plumbing, and it's like about 80 gigs.
oh, well, that's like why, like when new people or whatever, or people talk money or what, it's like, like this isn't,
Yeah.
like I'd rather sit at home or go to an open mic night for free than...
So 80 days of work for me will cover one day of work for this plumber.
Yeah, see, if you could do comedy 9 to 5, you could probably cover it a lot quicker, you know? Like when you work at the minute rate, pro rata.
Yeah.
You know, but that's pretty full on. I mean, I've had what did we do? I went to a friend's, had an art gallery opening the other night in Clovelly. It was very...
How fancy.
Yeah, I felt like I needed a cardigan. No, it was good though.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. They had wine and crackers and cheese and
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was the art like?
Oh, it was good. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, it was really good. Fuck,
Okay.
It wasn't cheap either. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, I cannot afford any of these.
It's crazy the
But if
art
you
world,
like that
how
one-
it works, isn't it?
I said, if you can't sell that one, I'll take it for nothing.
You'll put it on stage. Write a joke about it. Make
But
it
then you
tax
work it out,
deductible.
though, on the cost, say thing. Like, you'd have to sell one a week
Yeah, right.
to make a good living, like to make a living in Sydney.
Yeah.
But you couldn't turn over that many.
Yeah, true.
And if you're not known well enough to sell reprints or whatever, you know, like where they just do reproductions of originals,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's... Oh, man. Yeah, like it's time consuming. I wonder how long it takes to... I can see how it's calming though and cathartic.
Yeah.
Like I can't draw or paint for shit, but like, yeah.
I'm very average, but I've done it.
I can see how it'd be...
Yeah.
I like vacuuming and ironing.
Yeah.
I can see how actually doing something with... in
Yeah.
those motions might be calming
Absolutely.
for me.
Yeah, it's
you
got
know?
that repetitive, like, filling 100 envelopes kind of energy.
Nah, that's not fun.
I love it.
Really? But then you got to
Yeah.
fold the letters first or whatever.
Yeah, I could do that all day.
How do you fold?
What do you mean?
Well, how do you fold it?
In thirds.
Okay, good. Oh, you know, some people don't fold like that. They fold it in half and then half again. That's
Well, you know, I've worked enough jobs to know how to fold it.
good. Yeah, some people never learn though, you know. It's a...
Young people today, no idea how to fold a letter. Should we get into the show?
Yeah, let's do it.
The Real Bling Ring. It's based on the Bling Ring robberies that took place in LA's rich suburbs between 2008 and 2009. And it's a 3-part documentary with access to the gang that perpetuated the heist.
Yeah.
So it's like a doco.
Yeah.
Mostly Nick, the guy, Nick, whatever his last name was, the main guy.
Yeah. Mainly him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think? You didn't like it?
You did?
I loved it.
Really?
I watched it twice and the movie based on it.
Oh, have you seen the movie as well? Oh my God, I couldn't handle it. I did 1.5 and fell asleep, and then tried to go again last night and fell asleep again. Like I forgot what we watched.
Yeah, right.
I messaged you 2 days ago,
Yeah,
and I was
you
like, "Hey,
did.
did we pick a show?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, we did. That's right. It was that really boring one. That fucking." It just felt like so pointless to me. Like it wouldn't have even been made a movie if it was anywhere else in the world, because it wouldn't have been people of that celebrity status being robbed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so the only reason it's a movie is probably because of who the victims
Famous
were.
people.
Yeah.
Do you think so? I don't think that was the point of it at all.
Well, what was the point of it?
I think the point of it was
Celebrities don't utilize their home security systems.
no, it was what is celebrity, why is celebrity, and what levels are you willing to go to achieve it?
What? And that's what you thought about them.
Yeah, everyone. I mean, that was the whole premise of this documentary, I feel. I think that the people who made it really sort of got across what they wanted to. They made the people seem vacuous that they needed to. They
Maybe we watched 2 different shows. I just saw a bunch of bloody uppity fucking teenagers or whatever that were bragging about a crime they did and how easy it was to get away with it.
They were, yes, but they weren't coming across as likable or clever. They
No, that's
were
what I
coming
mean.
across as sad and depressed.
yeah,
and
and that's why I
needy.
didn't like it.
But that's how they were supposed to be coming across. So it was successful in that way.
Yeah. Yeah, no, fair. Yeah, it was successful in that way, but like I didn't like them and I didn't think the story matter warranted a documentary to be made about it or a movie.
Oh, I found it fascinating.
Really?
Yeah, I loved it so much. Especially the mum of the girls.
Yeah.
Angela, I think her name was.
Yeah. She was the bad girl, wasn't she? She was the
one that was like had work done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was saying that she wasn't really part of it and that she was on drugs and she didn't know and the ones that had the reality TV show.
I mean, the most impressive thing about it to me was how they snuck into like their houses, like especially like Paris Hilton's.
Well,
like
just the fact that information was available online is terrifying.
But that would be, I mean, that if you're a celebrity when they've got those bloody house drives and all that, you know what I mean? Like, how can you live in somewhere like LA and not have? That would be one of the first things someone in tech would build over there to get traffic and hits. Celebrity addresses, you know what I mean?
But what about, okay, so I thought it was interesting how the celebrities that were robbed reacted to the fact that they were robbed. I thought that was interesting. So like the ones that were actually actors, and I hate to use the term talent, but the ones that were actually talented at their craft felt violated and upset.
Yeah.
And the ones that were kind of celebrities for the sake of being celebrity, the Paris and Audrina Partridge, they used the fact that they were robbed to get more people.
Yeah, to get more.
So like Paris used her real house in the movie they made. Like she was all in.
Yeah, right. See, but that's what I mean. Like it was just this whole, it wouldn't have been fucking made if it wasn't, if it wasn't who it was and where it happened. Like, yeah, the fact that she was all in on it and went with it, it's just probably another little...
But they called her on it.
Yeah, no, I know, but in the documentary.
Yeah.
But it all still happened.
So you're mad that it happened?
Yeah. Like, none of it should have happened. Like, it shouldn't have been...
I mean, we're analysing the show, not...
No, but that's the conclusion I came to.
Broken.
The conclusion I came to is that show shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Because of those reasons. And that's how I analysed the show.
Yeah,
so everything else you got to sell me on.
All right, well, that's fair. And also, I think the time of the show, so it was 2008, 2009, right?
Yeah.
So I would have been in my mid-20s, which was exactly the right age for the celebrities that they're talking about to have huge impact in my life. So in that sense, I had a kind of nostalgic element attached to it, and I did have a bit of empathy because I did experience those celebrities and how big they were and how you'd look at those magazines. And
so you found it interesting?
Well, no. Just that you'd look at those magazines and think, God, look at their clothes. So
why didn't you watch it when it happened? Like,
I didn't know about it.
Okay. And why do you think that is? Because it wasn't that good or?
Because I was 25. I was probably out having my own life.
But weren't you like the right market for it at that age, like you just said?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't really that into the news.
Yeah, no, me either.
I mean, I don't know how old the documentary is. I should have checked.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's
but
recent.
It's fairly recent.
Yeah. And also the fact over there they can profit off crimes. You know what I mean? Like, that's a bit...
Yeah, well, they have, haven't they?
Yeah.
But then they were kind of saying, I mean, I guess what I took away from it anyway was, why is robbing someone a less legitimate reason to be famous than leaking a sex tape?
Well, very good point. But, you know, like, what are they going to go on?
So why is Paris Hilton being famous any more legitimate than a guy who robbed her being famous?
Well, I mean, Paris had a profile without the sex tape.
No, she didn't.
Oh, everyone would have known who she was because of her dad.
Not really. She was a socialite, but it wasn't celebrity status.
Yeah, that's true.
Kim Kardashian was the same.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, hers was orchestrated, wasn't it?
They both were.
Yeah. But, yeah, I just don't know how breaking into places is a skill. Not that having sex is a skill either, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. Look at it. It's attractive women and a sex tape gets out. What do you think's going to happen?
Exactly. But this is the same. If you steal people from people with a high profile, that's going to give you a high profile.
Yeah, that's true. And they made a movie out of it.
Yeah.
And they got their little 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah. They 2 of them, I think, did go to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy with the hat and the girl who orchestrated the entire thing.
Yeah, right.
Rachel.
Yeah, she was
I think she
full
had
on.
16 months in jail. She had the biggest jail sentence and he went to jail for a year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But the other ones all got off with probation, community service.
Getting off. It's amazing how many people get off prison.
Well, they're white
Yeah, that's true.
and
That's
attractive and...
I got to say, I know you hated the show, but we finished Dharma.
Yeah.
And then we're watching the tapes now, the confessions, which is like the Bundy one we did on here, and maybe even Gacy as well. Was that the Gacy tapes? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot better than the dramatisation that we watched.
I agree. Yeah.
Oh, have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
yeah.
you have?
I'd watched it before, yeah.
Oh, it was fantastic, and I just can't believe his self-awareness. And even in the show, he's like, they're comparing me to John Wayne Gacy because they happen around the same time. They're saying I'm like him, and he goes, I'm nothing like him. He denied it. Like, I'm admitting it. You know, like he goes, I know there's something wrong with me.
Did he go up in your status?
What do you mean?
Well, because you didn't really rate him as a serial killer.
Yeah, I do now.
Yeah.
No, I really do. Because
Yeah.
after that, it's like, oh, okay, he wasn't lying about doing it. He said he did it, and all the way through, he's like, oh, there's something wrong. This isn't normal. No one was listening. No one was helping him, and yeah.
So he's a celebrity for committing a crime?
Yeah, but that's an extreme crime.
Oh.
Like Chop It Reed, or like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to be a celebrity for a crime, there needs to be a body.
I've never robbed someone's house.
What's that?
I've never robbed someone's house.
No?
It would never occur to me to do that. I would find that extremely scary.
What about something on the grounds?
No.
No?
I've stolen cars.
Oh, that's right.
But
We've covered that.
I gave them back.
You didn't want to get into that.
I gave them back, so it doesn't count.
I
But
think
yeah.
I haven't either. But I know anyway.
So you're saying that the crime's not big enough?
Yeah, it's just not interesting enough.
But weren't you interested in why
if they
did
kidnapped like one of those celebrities' children, like that's a shock. Like the stakes are higher.
I think...
Oh, boo-hoo,
It's
they
just-
stole a free dress from Paris Hilton. Who cares? So little she doesn't even fucking lock her doors after she's been robbed.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Totally. But I didn't think it was about that. I don't think it was about the crimes and the possessions. It was about celebrity and the beginning of what influencers were and social media and how this was the start of that.
Yeah, that was all there, and they were looking at all that, but at the end of the day, it's a fucking lame crime with a bunch of wankers. Like, that's
It's the motivation that was interesting.
Yeah, no, totally. But, you know,
It was...
I could have read the motivation in an article, or like in a psychological analysis of the crime, as opposed to like having it fed to me over 3-hour-long episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, oh, that's good. We can agree to disagree.
What, you didn't find the mum fascinating with
Oh, look,
her,
they were
the
all
secret and everything?
They were interesting, but...
That weird cult she's in where they have to manifest everything, and how she exploited her children and was just completely in denial that she'd done that.
Yeah, like that's interesting, but that's not enough to...
Really?
It's not enough of a... Just didn't redeem it, didn't save anything for me. I'm sorry. I tried.
Oh, I loved it.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you did. I'm really glad you did.
Yeah. And
Would you recommend it then?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, so...
I also caught myself really wanting to know what the inside of their houses look like,
Really?
which was a tricky to navigate.
What, the celebrities?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted
See,
to
that
know
didn't-
what Rachel Bilson's house
That
looked like.
didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
That didn't...
But then me wanting to know means that whatever that part of them that did it, there's a part of that in me as well.
Yeah. So if you walk past a place, like ground floor,
Yeah.
like say you had nothing, you were homeless, and you walk past a really nice house, ground floor,
Yeah.
the door was slightly ajar, and for some reason, because you slept in the park across the road, you knew that the whole family had gone out. Mm-hmm. It's a quiet night. Would you walk in and...
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
But that's not the same.
What would it take for you to steal?
Nothing.
Okay.
But that's not what it was about.
No, I'm just asking you a question.
Okay. But I mean, it wasn't about that. If I was in LA and someone who was a celebrity that I really liked and was fascinated by their life or jealous of their life or whatever, if their door was slightly ajar, I might want to, I wouldn't steal from them, but I might be keen to have a sticky beak. Absolutely. I mean, they have tours based just on that. They have a whole TV show where you can go in and see people's mansions and how they live. I mean, that whole...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I just think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Like, and this is, all right, this is, to me, this will summarise how lame the entire show is. One of the people they had speaking on there to camera was Paris Hilton, the gossip blogger.
Yeah.
Who's made his entire name by having paparazzi shots of celebrities and then drawing...
And gossip.
And then drawing cum on their faces, like, really badly with just a little white outline. Like, that to me just sums up the whole quality of the production there. It's like, is that the best you could do, Paris Hilton? You know what I mean? Like, they couldn't...
Yeah, but I know you think it's lame, but it exists.
I know it exists.
Yeah. The world is fascinated by celebrities, by beautiful people that have money and... power.
Yeah, no, I know, but
the aspirational. Well, who's aspirational to you then?
I think that's really sad, though.
Well, like, you must look up to someone.
Yeah.
Who?
Myself.
Really? There's no one in the world that you're like, oh man, I'd love to see what their house looks like. I'd like to see how they live. I'd love to be a fly on the wall when they go about their day.
No, honestly, because the more I respect someone, the more I'd respect their privacy.
Yes, I know that, and I'm not saying you'd act on it, but you're not curious?
Not really.
Wow.
No.
Well, if everyone was like you, there wouldn't be a show like this. But most people aren't like that.
Yeah, no, not at all. Like, it doesn't, I don't even want to see fucking tours of my friends' houses when I see them, let alone.
Yeah, but they're not famous.
Yeah, but I know them and I'm invested in them.
Right.
Like, why do I want to see a big house? Like,
You never had a fantasy as a teenager of being rich and famous and what that would feel like, and you'd be hanging out with Leonardo DiCaprio, whoever it was that was big when you were that age?
No.
Really?
Like, honestly, if I was rich, you would not know it. Like, the way I dress wouldn't change. My like, the type of car I drove wouldn't change.
Not even in your teens?
No.
Wow.
I've always been very, like, I just under-promise, over-deliver. No, seriously, though.
I know.
Like, if there's one thing walking into a party and everyone turning their heads and going, fuck, they've got a lot of money just because they can tell.
Yeah.
Because you rock up in a fucking Porsche and you're paying with black cards, or you can just show up in jeans and a hoodie and...
Or you have a vintage Rolex collection like Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, and just no one knows anything. Like, I loved it. Like, there was a family where when I grew up, they won the lottery out in Blacktown.
Wow.
They won like 21 million.
Whoa.
They blew it all. But before that...
Really?
Yeah, they've won twice and it happened twice. But before they blew it all...
What do you mean they won twice?
They've won the lottery twice.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, they have.
How?
I don't know. But the first time, they went to buy a house right in a nice part of, like, the northwest, kind of between, past Castle Hill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's quiet. It's like a Chatswood, but further in.
Yeah, I know where it is.
Yeah. And I think it was, like, Glenhaven. Mm-hmm. And anyway, he's just gone into the real estate in... like shorts and thongs, just a T-shirt, whatever. And
Bill Gates.
I'd like to look at this house. And they just salesperson just laughed him off. And someone else was like, oh, I'll show you.
Yeah.
And they ended up buying it.
He had his Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman moment.
Yeah, he did. And ended up getting that kind of thing. Yeah.
How did he blow it?
Well, I'd assume, all the kids got new cars and just living large. Yeah. I think if they wanted it, they got it.
But I don't think it's about possessions, and I don't think it's not about... It's just about celebrity. And there was a lot of that in this episode as well, where they were discussing things like, this person just didn't have it, the X Factor.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever the X Factor. And you, as a performer, must have been a little bit mindful of that and what that means, right?
Yeah, but I don't need them to tell me that.
No, but it's interesting. If you're someone who doesn't have that X factor or it factor, whatever the hell it is that they're talking about. And it's essentially they're just describing charisma, right? If you don't have it and you're surrounded by people that do, it must be fascinating.
Yeah, I guess it is for them.
because it's unachievable.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
very
true.
funny, Daniel.
That's true. That is true.
I did get that joke. I'm sorry. I should have told my face.
No, I was just going to let it hang there. No, but that's true.
Yeah, because I mean, and also I guess maybe from your perspective, you've been working in the entertainment industry for how many years?
Long time.
So it's not glamorous to you. It's your life.
Well, it also proves that it takes more than that.
And this isn't about working in the entertainment industry. That's the other thing that was so interesting. They're talking about being actors and being musicians, and they have no interest in acting or music.
Yeah.
It was all about the celebrity and acclaim. And
Yeah.
I find that so interesting in a person. And then you meet the girl's mum and you're like, well, that's why you're messed up. Like, of course you need constant validation. Look at your mum.
Can you imagine?
She's competing with you.
But that could only happen in the States and maybe the UK, but I don't know. The UK doesn't have, I don't think they don't have an area where all the celebrities live, but they've got a celebrity system. But like,
What could only happen in the States?
well, something like that, where a bunch of celebrities get robbed and then they make a TV show and a movie about it. Like, as if they do that here. Like, you couldn't name.
We don't have celebrities
Exactly.
big enough. The
So there
ones
you
that we
go.
do have live in LA.
Yeah. So what's it going to be? Oh, they robbed fucking Hugh Jackman.
Lara Bingle.
Instagram influencer robbed.
Yeah.
And they'll make an Instagram reel about it. That's as far as we'll get in this country.
Yeah, but this was right on the edge of that, like, because this predates Instagram.
Yeah.
So this was before you could make yourself a celebrity. This was before that. You couldn't go online and become a
totally.
celebrity. You had the powers that be had to deem you one, right? Old media was still in charge. So this was a really interesting way, unusual way to get infamy,
Oh, totally.
right? I mean, this wouldn't happen today, I don't think.
No way.
Because it's easier for them to just bully someone online
Yeah, that's true.
and get famous that way.
That's
But there's
true.
so many opportunities for people to have fame if they're willing to do whatever it takes, right? So you wouldn't need to go to these levels.
And the sad thing is, some people are prepared to do whatever it takes.
A lot of people are. We're still, as a society, obsessed with celebrity.
You know what? Like,
Except for you, Daniel. Everyone else.
you know, but it's what you say no to.
Yeah? What do you mean?
Well, like, haven't you ever heard that in comedy?
What?
Like, it's not what you say yes to; it's what you say no to.
I've never said no to anything.
Well, sometimes if you say no, it's like yeah, you might miss out now, but it's a more powerful stance because
That's not true. I have said no to things, but I know what you mean.
you know what I mean. Like sometimes you got to draw the line and go no.
Yeah.
Like, that's not me. Like the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I saw it on Mick Meredith's and Sean Woodland's podcast, Mad Dogs podcast, where they go over big personalities through history kind of thing, and I saw one that they did one on Jenna Jameson.
Yeah,
You know who she is?
I do.
Okay. Yeah. She's from our era.
Yes.
She was a big starlet in our era. But anyway, long story short, her big no, was that she wouldn't do anal.
Okay, well, she's better than me.
No, but like it got to the point where because she wouldn't do it,
Yeah.
like the money that she was offered to do it just got so ridiculous. Like as her profile got bigger and bigger, and she was like, "Well, I'm not saying I'll never do it, but it's something I do with someone I love."
Yeah.
And blah blah, but it was just her thing never to do it on camera. And like she said that the biggest mistake a lot of the young
Is
porn
they do
people
yes
are
to
making
everything.
is they say yes to absolutely everything because they think that's what's going to make them stand out.
Yeah.
And then that's how you get to where we are today.
I mean,
She's
you're
got
right.
a fascinating autobiography.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was written by the same person that wrote The Game. I'm pretty sure it was it was either by that person or the person that did either the Motley Crue book or one of those rock and roll documentaries. But it was like a published author.
Yeah.
Like good writer. Yeah, it's really interesting. I've got it on a Kindle only. But yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's called How to Fuck Like a Porn Star or something.
It's a great name.
But yeah,
You don't want to read it on the plane.
No, but just from from nothing to because she was the first the big, she had her own production company. She was the first porn actress to have their own production company.
Well, she had that X factor that we're talking about, right?
Yeah,
She stood out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's incredible. I don't know.
And she got a massive painkiller addiction, and
I mean, I respect anyone that's successful in any industry.
I think being camera person on a porn set would be really hard. Like Like, so take out the acting, which would be extremely hard.
Yeah.
Like, like performing on camera like that. But I think being a camera person would be very tricky in that.
I think being a cleaner would be tricky.
That's true too. Well, you'd hope it'd be clean as you go. Like if you spill it, you clean it. You'd hope.
They're not cleaning up after themselves. They're the stars.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I just think of that poor camera person, like when they'd be squatting down, like to get the right angle, and like right in their face. At least the sound guy's standing away with a bloody big boom microphone just above them.
Oh.
I wonder how many people are in the room on those things.
I don't know. I know everything about porn from TV shows, so nothing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or from Louis, what's his name? Louis Theroux's documentary.
Did you ever go to Sexpo?
No.
You've never been to Sexpo?
No.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's no reason to go. It's pretty bloody lame.
Yeah.
But I just assumed everyone went at some point.
No.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. Interesting.
Okay, one more thing about this one that I want to ask you about is what about all the lawyers and the district attorney and all of them getting all into the fame of it all and the high profile? How'd you feel about that?
The same way I feel about the rest of it. Like, it's just fucking typical.
You didn't think it was interesting that their obsession with wanting a high profile actually botched their case? It's mostly the reason why they did get away with such small sentences?
Oh, totally. But I like the fact that they want celebrity in the first place just says to me that, like, because of where they live, they can get some publicity out of it, then they can charge more, and then blah, blah, blah. And it's just all so opportunistic.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was in it for themselves.
Didn't you relate to the documentarians then? Because they haven't put themselves in it at all. You don't hear them speak once.
Well, maybe that's why I didn't. Maybe that's why I found it boring.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they weren't that. They were doing the opposite of that. They were exposing it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Well, look, maybe I missed some stuff, but like my fucking first impressions were like, oh, snooze.
Yeah, right.
Really didn't enjoy it. I feel like this is the first one we've ever really disagreed on.
I know, yeah.
That's good.
Wow.
Let's find more of these.
All right. Well, should we look at next week?
Oh, before you do that,
yeah.
Did watch the documentary the other night called, it was about the earthquake in Everest. Mm-hmm. It's like 3 episodes. It was in 2015, and like people that got, like where up the mountain they got stuck kind of thing.
Yeah.
Fuck me, you want to talk about terrifying. Like there was one, there's a the Langtang village, like in the middle of it, got completely decimated. And they got some people you could walk back up there from where they were kind of thing. And then some guys stole like a loot box, like it was like a locked box, and they opened it up and it was full of money that obviously belonged to a dead villager. Oh. And then one of the other villagers that had survived just like got really angry with them, and like it was just the whole rescue and all the time up there. And like, there's an Aussie girl up there and just people from all over the world. Ugh. And it was just absolutely fucking terrifying. But the reason they got off is one of the Israeli guys had like a GPS thing, and he managed to contact probably the Israeli embassy, and they organised for a helicopter to get up there. And when they contacted them, they said to make sure they're armed.
Yeah.
Because it could get dicey because they were the ones that took the money.
Yeah.
But then the pilot came up unarmed and he's like, look, everyone's getting out of here.
Yeah.
Like we're all going to get out of here, just settle down. And then like, because it was a good flying day, and then they all... But they don't even fly them all the way down. They just take them to base camp.
Oh my God.
It's like, for fuck's sakes. But the weird thing is, like, when you're in there and you're looking at it at that level, like, right in front of you, like it doesn't look that big.
Everest.
Yeah, no, just the parts of it. You're like, oh, it's not that high. But then once they flying over it, or like the helicopter's flying through the,
Like the closer you are to it, the bigger it is.
No, I mean, like, when you were in it, like if you looked at it, it's like, oh, it's not that big. But then you see like further away shots of the entire thing. Oh, fuck me.
It's like when you're walking along a beach and you're like, this doesn't seem that far, and then you realise it's like 27 kilometres.
Yeah, and you've got to walk back the other way. Yeah. All right, so what's next week?
All right, so next week we have The Mole.
The Mole, what's that about?
12 players complete challenges while trying to identify the one among them who's sabotaging their missions in this reboot of the cult classic series. I vaguely remember this show.
Oh, because I was going to say, well, I was pretty sure there was a show called The Mole. So is this a reality thing then? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's mind games.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that. Okay. Well, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks.
And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
All right.